Hey y'all, I decided to do a short video on Lent, the season right before Easter. So, Lent in a nutshell is basically dying to yourself. It's also one of the greatest, one of the most important seasons in the Catholic life and in the Orthodox life as well. In the Christian life in general, doesn't matter if we're Catholic, Orthodox, or Protestant. It's just before Easter, and actually the most important, top two most important feast days in the Christian calendar would be December 25th, Christmas Day, and Easter Sunday. That's a movable feast because we base it on the last full moon or first full moon. You can Google that. I can't remember exactly, but anyway. So we die to ourselves. We wear dark colors, purple, violet. And on the fourth Sunday of Lent, we wear rose because we're almost there to Easter, I mean. And then after that, we wear red for Passion Sunday and Palm Sunday. I cannot remember which day comes first. In the traditional Latin calendar, it's 2 different days, but in the Novus Ordo calendar, it's 1 day. They combine Passion and Palm Sunday into 1 day. And that starts Holy Week in the Novus Ordo liturgy, Mass season calendar. And then, like, we wear red because it symbolizes blood, like the blood of Christ. It also symbolizes, red symbolizes blood of Christ, blood of the martyrs, and it also symbolizes the Holy Spirit. So that's why we wear red for Pentecost. We also, for Good Friday, we wear black, preferably black, if not black, some very dark color, because we are literally dying, like with Jesus. Like, he came here to save ourselves, to save us, and sin is basically dark, and there are many references in the Gospels that Jesus says, I am the light of the world. So black is basically the complete opposite from white, light versus dark. And we give up stuff in Lent so we can, like, grow closer to Christ. It's fasting, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Almsgiving is basically giving 10%. It's basically a tithe in a nutshell, but it's like specific. Like, you be more deliberate in it during Advent and Lent, mostly Lent. And actually, fun fact, the Orthodox Christians, they name the season before Easter Great Lent, and we Catholic Christians and Protestant Christians call it just Lent. And the Orthodox Christians call the season just before Christmas Lent, or Little Lent. And us Catholic Christians and Protestant Christians, we call it Advent. Just as a fun fact. And Eastern Rite Catholics, they name it the same as the Orthodox Christians. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So with almsgiving, we basically, like, give 10% of our money, our income, or our time, or our talent. Like, for example, me as a musician, I would give my talent as a musician to the church. That's just a small example. or I could volunteer my time in like volunteering at like St. Vincent de Paul or something to that effect. And many, of course, that's easy. Just divide everything by 10. And with fasting, there are rules for fasting. There's an age limit, actually, if I remember correctly. Oh, and well, not almsgiving. Fasting is different from abstinence. Abstinence means you cannot eat meat, which is Ash Wednesday, which is the beginning of Lent, and Good Friday, which is at the end of Lent, and the morning of Holy Saturday, I believe, also, or all day Holy Saturday, because the beginning of Holy Thursday to the end of Holy Saturday is one great big, yeah, it's one great big like service mass thing. So, and Good Friday is the only day of the year for Catholics and Orthodox that it is not a mass. It's a communion service, which is why there's no consecration and we omit a lot of prayers because it's not a mass. And right, fasting. Fasting, if I remember correctly, you have to. Fasting applies to people ages, I think, 13 or 14 all the way to age 60. You have to double check. Because it is like, oh, and people with that age, within that age range, like myself, if they can't fast for like health reasons, you don't have to. You actually are obligated to not fast if you cannot fast. I hope that makes sense. Oh, and fasting does not include water and medication. You can definitely take that. And fasting is basically you eat up to like two small meals and a full meal, so it's like just under two complete meals. And fasting can also mean that like you can food wise you can like omit like from desserts and treats like cookies, candies, whatever you want to omit from, fast from. And fasting can also be spiritual, like not physical. You could like not spiritual. It affects your spiritual life. I mean, it could be not food. You could fast from if you love playing, I don't know, computer games. You could fast from computer games. Oh, another thing. Some people, depending on who you talk to, some people include Sundays in Lent, and other people do not include Sundays in Lent, meaning that if you're fasting from computer games, like The Sims. I remember when I was much younger, I loved playing The Sims. And side note, I'm trying to sell my Sims games. But anyway, so that means you would, if you don't include Sundays in Lent, you would be able to go back to a regular pre-Lent, non-Lenten life on Sundays because technically Sundays are a mini Easter. But it depends on how severe or how strong like you want to be about it or strict about it. Not strong. And prayer, of course. You add extra prayer or you pray particular prayers. And after you reach Easter, of course, fasting is no longer obligated. You can eat to your heart's content or play computer games. And the first Sunday, the first week of Lent is actually a I can't remember the name, but it's basically Easter Sunday to the first Sunday of Easter is basically it considers one big long Sunday, Christmas and Easter octave. The Christmas octave, the Easter octave, and the Pentecost octave, which means you treat every single day like a Sunday. You treat 8 days like Sunday until the following Sunday. Then you go back to our normal life. You can still like go to work and stuff like that, but you consider it as a Sunday in the other aspect. This video is getting long. I'm sorry. I wanted to do a short video. I talk a lot. Might as well do my commercial. Make sure to check out my other videos and playlists. And yeah, so I might do another video as well talking about Lent and stuff. So yeah, God bless. Have a wonderful Lent. Love you all. I pray you have a great Easter as well, and Pentecost. But yeah, so yeah, God bless. Love you all, and see you in the next video.